What it do, family? Brother Judah Israel once again with another word for the listening ears of Yah's people and all those unauthorized immigrants. I have a word for you. Just let me give us some love to our Father. Thank you, Father Yah, for another precious day like today to bring you some glory, Father, to edify the listeners and viewers with this word that'll go forth. I thank you, Father, for our Ruach HaKodesh and our Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach. To you, Father, be the glory, the honor, and the praise. Amen. So this one will be entitled A Word from Yah to all the unauthorized immigrants and all those who sympathize with them. Yes, I want you to hear what the word of Yah says to all of you who have broken the law by coming into this country illegally. No matter how you cry and you how you feel and your emotions and all that, God is not on your side because he wants people to obey the laws of man. There got to be some law and order in the land all the way around the world. And you people, when you make it your choice to come over here and take a shortcut, you got a whole lot of people from the southern countries, south of America, and all around the world. A lot of people come here the correct way. They go through immigration. But then you got some people who've always tried to do things, their way, taking shortcuts. And the shortcuts is all good and dandy until the curtain comes hanging down. And then you want to get all mad and angry and not take responsibility that the shortcut that you took, it means that you played yourself. All your unauthorized immigrants, you played yourself in the long run. Now they have our president over here in the country, offering $1,000 to all the unauthorized immigrants to go back to their country where they came from. And then at a set time, they may be able to come back right through immigration. But if they catch you and they got to deport you, you'll never be able to come back. So if you're smart, you'll take that $1,000 and go back to where you came from. You migrated all the way from your country to here. You could have asked if it was a lot of crime in the country that you came from, you could have migrated from one part of the country that you were staying in to another part of your country and went thousands of miles away from where the crime was. But you took it upon yourself to come to this country, illegally. You broke the law. And let me tell you what the Most High God in heaven feels about people who break the laws of the land. He's not with you. And then you have the audacity to try to appeal to our people to come out and stand with you while you're being a lawbreaker. And then so we can curse ourselves to our God by standing with people who are lawbreakers. It ain't gonna happen. Let me read what the word of Yah says. Maybe you can get some understanding how he feels about his children. Okay, like always, I like to say in every message, family, please keep Yah's 10 commandments found in the book of Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 through 17. From here, I'll be going to the book of Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 4, to let you understand that every soul belongs to our Father, Yahuwah Elohim Almighty. Most people call him God, but then some people got another God that they call God. But the God that we serve, the remnant of Israel, his name is Yahuwah Elohim, and he's our Almighty. Okay? Okay, Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 4, it says here, "Behold, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine," he says. "The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The soul that sinned, it shall die." Sin is the transgression of the law. You got to be law-abiding citizens. That pleases Yah because he's the one that put stuff in order. There has to be law in the lands of this earth. There got to be some law and order. Let me turn over now to the book of Romans chapter 13. I'll start reading verse 1 to 4. Then I'll jump down to read some more. Romans chapter 13, verse 1 says, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but God." I meant to say, I'm going to read it over. "Let every soul be subject unto the higher power, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers." That's anywhere you go. That's what he's saying. Let every soul be subject to the higher powers. In society, you got the people over the judicial part. You got the judges. You got the prosecutors, attorneys. You got officers. We got to obey the laws of the land. He's saying, let all of us, all the souls that he created, be subject unto the higher powers. You got federal officers. You got FBI agents, CIA agents. You got Secret Service agents. You got ICE agents, those federal agents. You got state police in every state. You got county police officers. You got sheriffs. You got city officers, and every city has their own police force. So we got to be subject to all of these who are in higher power. So God is the one who ordained this. For there is no power but of God. He's telling us. The powers that be are ordained of God. He's the one set all this up. Not just in America, all around the world. If you're in schools, you got the principal, you got the teachers, you got the dean of student, you got the nurse, you got counselors. If you're in school, you're a student, you got to obey all those high authorities on your job. You got the owners, you got the CEOs, you got the presidents, you got the managers, you got the foremen, you got the supervisors. All the workers have to conform and be subject to all those higher powers on the job, in schools, in society. Even if you're locked up in jails and prisons, you got the wardens, you got the correctional officers, you got the COs. You got to have law and order. God has established this all the way around the world. And if you call yourself want to be unlawful and go in countries like Poland, Saudi Arabia, India, they have laws there where they can shoot you with live rounds on spot. They can kill you and won't be prosecuted. They've set their own laws to go against the international laws for people trying to enter their countries illegally. See, over here in America, you know what I'm saying, they just real soft with you. They could lock you up and put you in jail if they wanted to, but no, they just rather just try to deport you. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of countries will be much harder on people trying to come into the countries illegally. It shows that you don't have no respect for that country. It shows that you don't have no respect for the laws of that country that you entered illegally. All you unauthorized immigrants, this word is for you. You've probably been unlawful all your life. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't go that way. It doesn't work that way. You have to obey the laws of the land. Because if you don't, you're a lawless person. I just read it over there in Ezekiel chapter 18. It says, a lawless man will die. You think God is happy with you just because you sad because you got caught? No, he's not with you. That's probably why all this drama is coming down on you, because you've been a lawless person all your life. And eventually, you curse yourself as you live like this. As I continue with scriptures, it said, whosoever therefore resisteth the powers, resist the ordinance of God. You resist all these high authorities, these officers, federal officers, people trying to fight. You're mad because you got to go back. You're out there burning up police cars, throwing rocks. You have no respect for the law. God is not happy with you because he's the one set all this up. You're burning up police cars. You're breaking in stores. You're looting in a country that you don't even belong to. That just shows you haven't been lawless just since you got here. You've been lawless all your miserable life. And you have the audacity to say the black people need to come out here and stand with us. Why are you being lawless and breaking the law? Are you serious? Listen how you sound. You're not making a bit of sense. You sound very naive, very unintelligent. And for the lawful Hispanics and people from other countries who came here correctly through immigration, you're really making them really embarrassed about how you carried on. I bet a lot of them feel like they disown you. And why come you're not asking your own people to stand with you? You come over here, if you had a job ever, if you were making some kind of hustles while you've been here all the time, how many of my people have you helped? Since you guys have the audacity to say that black people need to come to stand with us while you breaking the law. Are you serious? How many black people have you helped since you've been here? All you unauthorized immigrants, not just the Hispanics, but the Chinese, the African immigrants that are unlawfully here, and all the rest of the people who are here unlawfully. You have no respect for yourself. You have no respect for the land that you came into illegally. You have no respect for the laws here because they're trying to round you up and you're playing a cat and mouse game with them. But if they catch you and they deport you, you'll never be able to come back. If you're smart, you'll take the $1,000 and self-deport, like the president said, and then at a later time, you may be able to come back again correctly through immigration. And you don't have to worry about looking over your back, wondering if the police are after you, wondering if ICE agents are going to come on your job or somewhere and try to arrest you. If you do things the right way, you don't have to worry about stuff like that. See, because you're lawless. You're breaking the laws that God has set up. That's why you feel frantic. That's why you're mad. That's why you're angry. But let me continue with this. Maybe you'll learn something because I'm only reading the word of God. And this applies to every citizen. In the word, he said, all souls are mine. He wants all souls to be subject unto the higher authorities, the higher powers. I used to be a lawless guy when I was young. Breaking the law, got caught, went to prison in Indiana. But I didn't get in there and call my family and beg for money so I can get on, commissary. No, I made those mistakes and I took ownership of them. I took responsibility of the mistakes I made. I didn't blame nobody. I didn't come out of prison years later angry at nobody. I was just happy to be free. So, wow, I had time to sit down in there and think about all the dumb stuff that I used to do that I didn't have to do. So I made better decisions when I got out. This that God has set up, it applies to every soul. It ain't got nothing to do with the color of your skin. If you think that's what life is all about, what the colonizers taught you, that because your skin is a lighter tone than my people, that means you better. If you've been living like that your whole life, you've been wasting your whole entire existence. If you're living like that, you're thinking that's what it's all about. Look where you're at now. Moving right along. Verse 3. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is the minister of God. Talking about these officers and stuff that you fighting, throwing rocks at. No respect at all. To watch this stuff on different videos on YouTube, as a man of God, you guys look really stupid. You're over here illegally flying the Mexican flag in a country that you don't respect, in a country that you don't even want to go back to, but you got the audacity to fly that flag. Oh, the remnant of us so-called Negroes, we are Israelites. We know who we are. But it's not about us. This is your fight. You chose to come over here to this country illegally. And that has nothing to do with us. We didn't ask y'all to come over here. Stand with you while you looting and, you know what I'm saying? We're not finna be the scapegoats for you people. In spite of what you heard, most of us are law-abiding citizens. We work, we have families that we love. We ain't finna jeopardize all that to stand with some criminals. Are you serious? You became a criminal when you entered this country illegally. You want to hear my advice? And the people like me, You need to go back to where you came from. So the country won't have to be spending so many millions of dollars trying to track y'all crooks down, criminals down. You know what I'm saying? That's taxpayer money they're spending to try to round y'all up, illegal people. For he is the minister of God to thee for good. Talking about these high authorities, this, higher powers. That's what they are. Designed by God, our Elohim. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. You came across the border illegally, you need to be afraid. It ain't nobody's fault but yours. Take responsibility for your own bad decisions. It ain't my people's fault that you're here illegally. We didn't ask you to come over here. Ask your people to help you out. And if they choose not to, well, ask the people who've been helping you. That has nothing to do with us. For he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword, that's that gun, and that taser, and that billy club going upside your head. For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. The minister of God to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. Coming in the country illegal is an evil act. That's an evil act. It might have been fun to you, whatever the reason that caused you to leave your country and come here. You chose to come illegally. You chose to take a shortcut. That's your fault. Like the saying goes, you make your bed hard, you got to lay in it. You can't force nobody to lay in the bed you made for yourself. We don't want to get in the bed with you. So now you're mad because don't nobody want to get in that crooked bed you made for yourself, coming over here illegally. Y'all really sound really just very unintelligent, very naive, very illiterate. Talking about the black people need to come out here. You're a lawbreaker. You ain't even supposed to be here. Got the audacity. What have you done for any of my people? Never mind. I don't even care. Moving right along. Verse 10, it says here, love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. Love is the fulfilling of the law, not law breaking. You didn't come over here, right? You came over here as a criminal. You came illegally when you snuck in the country. You're a criminal. Talking about God, you ain't got no rights. You got these soft people, standing with you. They supposed to be your leading officials in the country, and they have the audacity to stand with y'all. Look at example are they setting. You people are illegal. You are criminals. You shouldn't have no rights at all. Donald Trump, he could have had me over that part. Not as a Republican or a Democrat, just an outside contractor. Let me handle that border situation. If you ain't coming through immigration, I don't want to hear no sob stories on the border. I want to hear it. Go back. It's just real simple to me. If you're trying to break the law, we're not letting you in here. Simple as that. No sympathy at all. That's the way I will hold it down. Because I follow the word of my Father. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. For rulers are not a terror to good works. If you're doing good, you ain't got to worry about those in authority. But to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. But if you're coming over here wrong as a criminal, you're supposed to be afraid. Now your little bubble been burst. Now it's time to hide like cat and mouse. But they're going to round you up. And when they catch you, you're done. Accept your responsibility. Go back to where you came from. The party is over. Trying to make somebody on a guilt trip, make somebody, they got the audacity. Ain't nobody on no guilt trip. You're on a guilt trip because you got caught. The party is over. That's what time it is. Verse 13 to 14. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness like y'all doing, looting stores, breaking the businesses, tearing up cars, burning them up, trying to make a statement, but you still got to go. Not in champering and wantingness, never satisfied, just wanting. I ain't working for nothing. You're working illegally if you came here illegally. I ain't trying to hide none of you. You're a lawbreaker because, hey, I'm trying to live to please my Father, and he want me to be a law-abiding citizen. That's what we supposed to be to our Father, to glorify him. Not in strife, not in envy. That's how y'all carrying on out there in the streets, all over the country. And it's a shame to look and see so many videos on YouTube and on the news when I get off work to see what's going on in this country. But the party is over. There's a switch going on that y'all not even hip to. What have you learned from your priests? Are they talking to you about these things? I don't think so. Not at all. But put ye on the Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach, you might call Jesus Christ, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. That's what you're doing when you're a lawbreaker. Coming into a country, breaking laws. Got the audacity to ask somebody, citizens of the country, to stand with you while you done broke the law getting over here. You all the way wrong. You ain't got a leg to stand on. Moving right along. Proverbs chapter 29. Hear what the word of Yah got to say about your conduct. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 11 says, a fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards. All the stuff y'all saying out there, like it's somebody else's fault because you got caught for being over here illegally. Ain't nobody's fault but yours. And all the people who have sympathy for you lawbreakers. This message is for you too. You're all soft and you lawless in your mind yourself. If you standing with criminals, crooks, you are lawless just like they are. All these politicians standing up for these crooks that's coming over here illegally. They don't know how to lead. They don't know how to lead. You got to be a law-abiding citizen. I have no softness in my heart, no sympathy in my heart for criminals, period. Because that's not what I am no more. You got to turn that thing around and live to please God. Or if you don't, you're going to hell when you die. That's what it's leading to. But you're so stupid you don't understand that. And you don't even care. But that's your fault. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 17. And it says this here. He that is soon angry, like a lot of y'all carried on in the streets all up around the country and all the major cities. He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly out there in the streets. Ain't even supposed to be here. And a man of wicked devices is hated. A man of wicked devices is hated. All those people sign with y'all, they weak. That's what they are. They ain't got no backbone to stand up for the truth. Everybody have sympathy for you. Crooks that came over here illegally, came across the border illegally. Everybody sympathizing with you. It's because they weak. Come through immigration. Learn to have patience for once in your life. And once you accomplish that, whew, I made it, I did it. You ain't got to worry about looking over your shoulder. Police coming for you, ICE coming for you. You ain't got to worry about that. If you come over here correctly, a lot of other people did it. You chose not to. All you unauthorized immigrants and everybody who sympathized with y'all. Verse 29. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly, like I see in the streets of Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, Omaha, a lot of other cities. The party is over. Psalms chapter 37, verse 8. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. Fret not thyself to do wise, and fret not thyself to in any wise to do evil. Burning up cars, breaking in stores, looting just cause you mad, cause you got caught for being illegal over here. You came over here with that criminal mentality. That ain't just no learned behavior. You didn't just learn that over here in America. You came over here as a criminal. Probably been in a whole lot of trouble in your own country, and you get, and they own to you. So you came over here to bring your criminal ways here. And it's showing. If you was intelligent, if you was wise, you wouldn't have came like that. But just because the curtain then came down on your shortcut, the bed you made hard for yourself, and you don't want to lay in it. You don't want to take responsibility for your own actions. Trying to get people to side with you. That still ain't gonna make the president and the one who he's sending out to get you to change their mind. They still gonna round you up. You just make it bad for yourself. All that damage you're doing. But when they catch up with you, they get your information, you ain't gonna be able to come back. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 32. Okay? It says, he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty. Is better than the mighty. And he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. You got to be able to keep calm in situations. Okay, you got caught, but that's just because you got caught. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you got to just start tearing up the city and stuff. That just shows how ignorant and stupid you are. Carrying on like that. You the one broke the law to come over here like that. That was your choice. All of you immigrants, whatever you was dealing with in your own country, come over here and start tearing up stuff. Closing. But my family, us Israelites, the remnant of Yah's people, we ain't siding with no criminals. We are law-abiding citizens because we live to please our Father Yahuwah Elohim Almighty. We're not siding with no immigrants that came over here illegally. Do like your counterparts did. They went through immigration. Always trying to take shortcuts. And then when it don't work, you get mad at the world. Get mad at yourself. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31 and 32. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as Elohim for Hamashiach's sake hath forgiven you. So all that anger and stuff, you know what I'm saying? God is not happy with you. You broke the law coming here. He's not with you. No matter how mad you are. He's not with you. He's the one that set up, let everyone submit to the high authorities. All these cops and stuff. They're agents that he sat in the land. All the way around the world. Because his way You got to have law and order. It says a lawless man will die eventually if you keep living like that. I don't have nothing soft to tell you. My advice to you, accept that $1,000 the president is offering you to self-deport. Go back to where you came from, and maybe some other time you'll be able to come here through immigration correctly. So family, that's what I had to say to all those unauthorized immigrants and all who sympathize with them. A word from Yah. So until next time, my family, one love and shalom.